She was an ordinary girl, suffering from a terminal illness, whose life could end at any moment. Originally, she just wanted to take a trip around the world before her life came to an end. But her grandmother, though a millionaire, would rather donate all her money than let her granddaughter waste it on a trip. Left with no other choice, Chloe actually staged her own kidnapping. She enlisted two friends to pretend to be kidnappers and record a video demanding a ransom for her. But right in the middle of filming, Chloe's condition suddenly took a turn for the worse. She desperately pleaded with her two friends for help, but they were too busy checking the footage to notice anything was wrong. As the last tear rolled down her cheek, Chloe's heart stopped beating completely, and her pupils began to dilate. When her friends were ready to reshoot the scene, they were horrified to discover that Chloe was dead. But unfortunately, they were still dressed in their kidnapper disguises. Even if they hadn't done anything, the police would never believe them. With no other options, the two decided to abandon the body in the middle of nowhere. However, just as they were disposing of the body, Leo, a community worker, suddenly appeared. In their panic, they accidentally bumped into the cart carrying Chloe's body. The cart careened out of control down the slope, and Chloe's body rolled into a pool of strange, unidentified liquid. No one could have imagined that the liquid would suddenly emit an eerie glow, and then slowly seep into Chloe's body. The next second, Chloe, who had been dead for quite some time, not only came back to life, but also gained superhuman powers far beyond those of ordinary people. Before this happened, Chloe had never imagined her life would undergo such a drastic transformation. What she never expected even more was that this seemingly ordinary small town had long been hiding multiple superpowered individuals before gaining her powers. Chloe was known throughout town as Miss Prickly. Her personality was eccentric and wild, and everyone wanted to keep their distance from her. She'd even snatch ice pops right out of children's hands and devour them down to the last bit. That day, an elderly man named Bong arrived in the neighborhood, claiming that a serial murder case might be unfolding in town because two of his friends had suddenly gone missing. The staff urged him to call the police, but Bong insisted. The police wouldn't believe a word he said. Just then, a man wearing glasses rushed over to complain about illegal dumping of wastewater and trash. He had reported this many times before, always claiming that nearby animals had mutated, but no one ever took him seriously. In the end, the staff merely placed a token no dumping sign next to the wastewater and took no further action. But if anyone were to take a closer look at that pool of wastewater, they would discover a terrifying secret hidden within. Once, an elderly scavenger accidentally fell into the wastewater. As he struggled to climb out, he was horrified to discover that fish scales were beginning to grow on his palms, and his ears were slowly falling off. Bong solemnly warned Leo, "This place may seem peaceful and serene, but if you look deeper, there's no place more corrupt and rotten than this." In his memory, dozens of people had mysteriously vanished here 20 years ago, adults and children alike, as if they'd simply vanished into thin air, and he was a first-hand witness to those events. Bong made a living scavenging for trash after leaving the neighborhood. He was about to eat when he was suddenly approached by a group calling themselves the Cult of Eternal Life. They claimed Bong needed redemption, but Bong didn't believe a word of it. He crumpled the flyer into a ball and tossed it on the ground. The next second, something eerie happened. The discarded flyer slowly floated into the air, and even the trash beside it began to hover as well.